Dark Moon and the Rumbling Mystery, a comedy, fantasy, adventure story. Chapter 1, A Very Strange Sound. The sun hung lazily over Ponyville as the town bustled with its usual calm charm. Birds chirped, leaves rustled somewhere, a cart squeaked, and then... Dark Moon froze mid-step. "What," he said slowly, "was that?" The ground didn't shake, the sky didn't crack, nothing obvious had happened, but the sound echoed again. Gurgle! Dark Moon turned his head, eyes narrowing. That sounded alive. From behind a nearby tree, Ghost Pony stepped out casually, as if nothing at all was wrong. "Hey!" Dark Moon stared. "It was you." Ghost Pony tilted his head. "What was me?" The sound burst out again, loud, deep, and impossibly echoing, possibly. Dark Moon pointed dramatically. That sound! Your stomach just declared war on reality." Ghost Pony blinked. "Oh, that." Chapter 2. The investigation begins. Dark Moon circled Ghost Pony slowly, inspecting him like a detective. "This isn't normal," Dark Moon said. "That wasn't just hunger. That sounded like a cave collapsing." Ghost Pony shrugged. "I skipped breakfast." Dark Moon stopped. "You skipped? No, that doesn't explain the echoing dimension inside you." Ghost Pony glanced down. "Okay, maybe I'm a little hungry." "A little?" Dark Moon threw his hooves into the air. "I've heard thunderstorms quieter than that." Another rumble rolled out, longer this time. Grrr! Blub, blub. Dark Moon took a step back. "Did it just bubble?" Ghost Pony winced slightly. "Yeah, it's been doing that." Dark Moon leaned closer, ears twitching. "Hold still." Chapter 3. Listening to the unknown, Dark Moon pressed his ear carefully against Ghost Pony's stomach. For a moment, silence. Then, gloop, grah! Dark Moon's eyes widened. "There's an ecosystem in there!" Ghost Pony stepped back quickly. "What?" "I heard layers," Dark Moon insisted. "Rumbling, bubbling, something that sounded like it roared." Ghost Pony frowned. "It's just my stomach." "Ah! Glorp!" Dark Moon shook his head. No normal stomach says glorp kind of confidence." Ghost Pony sighed. "So what do you think it is?" Dark Moon paused dramatically. "A magical disturbance." Ghost Pony raised an eyebrow. "Or," Dark Moon added, "you're really hungry." Chapter 4. The Quest for Answers. The two set off through Ponyville. Dark Moon marched ahead like a hero on a mission. Ghost Pony followed, occasionally clutching his stomach. "See?" Dark Moon said. "It's getting louder." Ghost Pony nodded. "Yeah, it is." They passed through town as ponies glanced over curiously every time. "Okay," Ghost Pony admitted. "This is getting a little embarrassing." Dark Moon stopped suddenly. "I have a theory," Ghost Pony sighed. "Of course you do." "You need food," Dark Moon said, "but not just any food. Something powerful." Ghost Pony blinked. "Powerful?" "Yes," Dark Moon said seriously. "Something worthy of that level of rumbling." Chapter 5. The Ultimate Snack. They reached a small stand loaded with all kinds of treats. Ghost Pony stared. "You mean just eat something?" Dark Moon nodded dramatically. "Exactly." Ghost Pony picked up a large snack and took a bite. Chomp! They both waited. A moment passed. Then tiny gurgle. Dark Moon leaned in. "That's it." Ghost Pony chewed thoughtfully. "Yeah." Another bite. Silence. Dark Moon blinked. It stopped. Ghost Pony smiled slightly. "Guess it really was just hunger." Dark Moon stood there, stunned. "All that for a snack?" Ghost Pony nodded. Chapter 6. The Aftermath. They sat together, calm at last. No rumbling, no bubbling, just peace. Dark Moon sighed. "I was ready for an epic magical battle," Ghost Pony chuckled. "Nope, just needed food." Dark Moon crossed his hooves. "Next time your stomach sounds like a collapsing mountain, give me a warning." Ghost Pony grinned. "I'll try." They sat quietly for a moment. Then Sephek's tiny gurgle. Dark Moon slowly turned his head. "Don't." Ghost Pony raised his hooves defensively. "That one wasn't me." They both froze. Distant. Dark Moon's eyes lit up. Round 2. Ghost Pony groaned. The end.